Hey guys, Road Warrior back here. I wanted to go over a setup for the lower level guys that this is all level 14 stuff and under for anybody that's trying to participate in the best 5 challenge competition here on Fishing Planet. That is how I set this up. Now you one click this down. Now you can max drag it if you want. I'll kind of show you in upcoming clips, but this is for the lower level guys. If you want to see the podium run on top of this, you kind of fast forward to the 7-minute mark. But I wanted to point out something too. Crawls and creatures there, just in case you guys are unfamiliar with this competition. Just simply click on that crawls and creatures. Now you can see there at level 14. You can get that as well. That was seemed to be the best combo for a guy that's only level 14. Again, feel free to go through that if you want, but I wanted to help out the guys in the event that they're trying to play in this at level 14. You are a little bit handicapped with the smaller gear, but I just want to show you this as well as the net. Make sure that you guys, it is the best 5, so you kind of have to be selective, and I'll explain that to you later. But again, make sure that you're also paying attention to your max single fish weight there. As you can see, 5.5 pounds, as well as your total 26. So that would cover the competition. You would just have to dump some of your stuff out. And I'm just kind of showing you here a retrieve as well. Special thanks to Super Dave as well, as pointing out, I think a long time ago in this, a hot spot for sure is going right to left here, but I will show you some additional spots. Again, I'm trying to help out the lower level guys first. In the event you don't have all the X series gear, I just wanted to show you can be competitive in this competition even with this setup. It's basically just an 8-pound setup. Just kind of showing you here that this live here, real time, unedited, showing that you can pull these in. I am one clicked down there. Now you can max drag that briefly, but since the line is a little under it, you can max drag that. But again, pay attention to make sure that that stress meter doesn't get too stressed out. Now you can just kind of turbo tap with your rod lifting there to kind of get this in a little faster if you need to. Just be very careful of how you're playing this. But again, I'm just trying to help you guys out. For anybody that's wanting to partake in this, this is a very fun competition. It can be very frustrating when all your fish just bounce off. But again, just a standard bass jig 3-0 here. I'm just going from spot to spot. Again, special thanks to Super Dave again from that left to right spot. I will show you a couple other spots in the event these spots slow down, but I would probably focus 85% of your time kind of going back left and right here. As far as the retrieves, you can do stop and go, twitch, even lift and drop. You'll kind of see here. Again, just simply holding your rod tip up and kind of doing a stop and go. That would be a sky twitch, aka auto twitch or auto hook set. Again, just kind of showing you here in real time the power of this setup for the lower level guys. Just kind of giving them some words of encouragement. You don't always have to have the biggest gear or the X series gear. This is something, if you're wanting to come in and play a little bit of competition, this is definitely a good one to start out here. This is a very popular competition, the best 5. But again, you're just looking for 5 4-pounders usually, but I just wanted to show you this. Just in multiple spots. Here's one of my favorite spots back in the day I used to use. I didn't even have a mark here. I ended up setting one for you guys in the event that you don't know where it is. Sometimes this spot, you know, it's worth probably 3-4 casts. Don't eat up an entire clock over here, but I have caught multiple 4-pounders over here, or maxed, pretty much max smallmouth bass in this spot. You know, just kind of depending on the peak. Don't hesitate to try mid-water, low water, that sort of thing. Sometimes you will find even on high pressure they may be down deep. But just common denominator, it could be anywhere. The smallies do kind of migrate either, you know, near midwater towards the bottom sometimes. So just make sure that you are trying to cover all water columns. Also, a key tip here, be careful, don't get too aggressive with your rod raising. These guys will spit the hook on you. But with this setup, as long as you're paying attention and timing it properly, but be careful, they will come up and spit the hook. And nothing more frustrating than losing a smallmouth bass. Also, you will expect to get some blockers. Be aware of that. But again, I think the standard glow crawl here, 2-inch at level 14 with this particular bass jig should do just fine for you in this competition. Now again, heavy disclaimer, sometimes you will just get the bad RNG. I have multiple times in this. I think you've all experienced it where your trophies are small, no matter how big a bass jig or pairing that you put with it. For you more advanced players, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You're going and playing this, and I think my buddy Keith, not to keep calling him out there, he had a really bad run on this the other day and only got 3 trophies, even with all the gear that he has. So keep that in mind. Your bite rates and sizes will vary, but in the event that you didn't have this mark, it's just right there at the boat spawn to the right. Again, feel free to try all these. Now another spot here, again, rotating again, probably again focusing most of your time near that 1-2 punch brought to you by Super Dave. I would say that you can spawn away and still pick up, another bass. I think I even do in my podium run. I'll show you. I think I got a 4-pounder or something over here, but nonetheless, just showing you this little setup here in action. Level 14 setup. I hope the lower level guys do appreciate this. This will help you out until you can upgrade your gear. Then obviously, once you can do so, then you can throw the bigger bass jigs, that sort of thing. But in the event that you wasn't, or you didn't have all that stuff, you can catch nice smallmouth bass with this setup. I'm just kind of showing you here in real time. Again, don't be over aggressive. Kind of watch how the fish is jumping. Pay attention to what's going on. Don't get too aggressive there, because they will spit the hook fairly easy on you. So pay attention to what you're doing. Almost a 4-pounder there. And again, just right back over here to the 1-2 punch. You'll also see here, this is even mid-water. Just simple twitching. There he is right there in the middle. Just kind of fast forward a little bit there. But you can see that the power of this rod is just fine. Just kind of time your rod lift ups there. Again, just kind of doing the 1-2 punch here if you wanted to come right back over, and just kind of wanting to show you, even with the 3-0, again, we do have to deal with fish drops, especially in the competitions. Even in free mode, you'll notice sometimes even your hook size, you can get big fish with a smaller hook as well. And just kind of illustrating that here, even though this is not even a twitch, just showing you stop and go does work. And again, that is kind of mid-water as well as it's starting to fall there. But you can see I also transition from stop and go right into twitch. Make sure that you guys are comfortable doing so. It does help to know how to do both stop and go and twitch. Now again, paying attention to that stress meter. I am 1-clicked down on this setup. You can temporarily, as long as the fish is not running, you can just max drag that if you want, but do that at your own discretion. And your lower level guys trying to follow these little tips here I'm putting up for you on the best 5. And you can see here that this is a great fish, even with just a little 3-0, just a generic setup here. You can get 4.1 pounders. Didn't take me no time at all to get it on this setup. There's a 4.1 pounder. Would do great in the best 5 as well there. And then just also here, I wanted to show you something as well. In the event that you're playing with a smaller net, make sure that you look and pay attention to your total weight. If you remember at the beginning of the video, don't hesitate to hit pause. You can just release a fish here that you don't want, whether you got blockers or whatever. Make sure that you do pay attention to your fish count. It is the best 5 in your net, so make sure that you don't overfish your net and thin it out accordingly. Now going on to the actual podium run here itself, I will try to keep this short and sweet. A lot of you guys that's played in this kind of know the routine here. Sometimes you get small ones. It's taken me quite a while to get a podium in this, even as many times as I've tried. Again, that's just another testament of just making sure that you stick with it and fish it out. Eventually you will get that winning or podium run, and I ended up getting even the half-ounce bass jig 4.0 that I did not have myself. So again, I wanted to put this up again as you guys embark into all these competitions. They will get frustrating, but there's a nice 4.1. Also, if there's something working for you, I have tried a spider, nymphs, larva, all those qualifying things. I did try the a spider again the other day, live stream doing this. It did okay. I think most people would probably agree either the X Series Glow Crawl or the Club Series Crayfish. X Series Crayfish seems to single out a little better. The nymphs, you'll find newts, you'll get a little more blockers, trout, that sort of thing. So there's nothing wrong with just going the X Series Glow Crawl or Crayfish. I think most people probably would agree. That's played in this a lot of times. Again, just kind of rotating from spot to spot. I just wanted to show you can get these from the wall, as well as I think I do pick up almost a 4-pounder here again in this spot. Again, don't overcamp a spot. Don't hesitate to rotate around. I think you can get probably 2 trophies from one spot, 1 or 2. Then usually just bounce around. Your RNG will vary. Maybe you only get 3 trophies in a round. Maybe you get 15. That's hard to say, but the more you catch of them, the more chance that you have that you can get those 5 4-pounders plus, and that ultimately will help you out. Again, just kind of doing the 1-2 punch here at the end. Time's ticking down, and even I'd caught so many 4-pounders that this one did not even improve my score, but nonetheless I did right here at the end with only around a minute and a half remaining. I did get this clutch fish out of here, and I definitely was excited knowing that at this moment I needed this fish, or I would not even have held a podium. Again, it came down right here to the wire.
Yeah, yeet!
Also, guys, if you did notice there, work these things all the way in. They will bite extremely close. I do hope this helps you guys out in the future. Take care, and we will see you again in the next one.